Caitlin Clark's agent makes shocking claim about WNBA pay salary. WNBA Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark is undeniably one of the biggest stars in all of basketball, and her agent made some eyebrow-raising claims about the league's pay. WNBA Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark wasted no time making her impact felt with the Indiana Fever, leading the league's worst team to the playoffs in her first season. Clark is one of the biggest stars in all of basketball and has a large portfolio of major endorsements. But Clark's salary is expected to be just over $78,000 for the 2025 season. It's no secret that WNBA pay is low and many have campaigned for salaries to be raised. But the league has to make a profit before that can happen. Caitlin Clark stuns in elegant black dress at Pacers Gala. Links with NBA star. In a recent interview with ESPN, Clark's agent Erin Kane was very honest about the league's pay and made the bold statement that they don't believe Clark will ever get what she is worth in the W, because it will be impossible for the league to do. Will Caitlin Clark ever be paid by the WNBA what she's really worth to that league? I don't think that's possible. Kane told ESPN she's part of a larger player body. They all need to be paid more. She should be recognized for what she has done and what she's brought to the league from an economic standpoint. It's as simple as that. Caitlin Clark kicks off off-season with adorable new gig. While Clark is playing on a 4-year, $338,056 rookie contract, she is raking in the cash off of the court thanks to her reported 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike and deals with Gatorade and State Farm. The good news for Clark is TV viewership for the WNBA is rapidly rising, and with a new mega TV deal set to begin in 2026, the WNBA can hopefully negotiate for higher pay in the next collective bargaining agreement. Clark could also choose to play for the new unrivaled 3x3 Women's Basketball League, which kicked off this year. The league, co-founded by WNBA stars Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, who is also represented by Erin Kane, is already paying its athletes six-figure contracts. But maybe Clark just cares about balling for the love of the game. The extra coins sure would be nice, though. Caitlin Clark, WNBA props, regular season assist leader. The WNBA futures markets are starting to trickle out now that the free agency frenzy has fizzled. There were a ton of big names that changed teams this offseason as numerous teams made it known that they want to step up and compete or remain at the top of the league. For a while, we only had WNBA title odds, which were hard to bet into, with 5 of the 12 teams announcing intentions to contend. That's why I got so excited to see new markets emerge on Monday, February 17th at FanDuel. Instantly, I started attacking the WNBA stat leaders market, and one of them stuck out to me like a sore thumb. Here is a no-brainer best bet worth placing now. And best of all, we get to back second-year sensation Caitlin Clark. Normally, I'd say it's utterly ridiculous to bet a -210 future prior to the season. However, there are rare exceptions, and this is one of them. The line actually opened at -175 and is the first number to have moved since these stat leader markets opened. I don't think it has moved far enough and predict it'll be -250-ish when the season actually tips off. Clark led this stat category last season, averaging 8.4 assists per game. Alyssa Thomas finished second at 7.9, a full 0.5 assists per game behind. Clark not only had an early rookie adjustment window before she hit cruise control around the mid-season mark, she also had teammates that were less apt to play the up-tempo style of basketball she demands from her teammates. This offseason, the Fever re-signed their other elite shooter Kelsey Mitchell and brought in Dewana Bonner and Sophie Cunningham, who are also three-point snipers. Clark is expected to command the highest usage rate on the league's fastest offense, while having an elite pick-and-roll partner in Aliyah Boston and being flanked by a trio of shooters. Clark's assist opportunities are going to level up this year, and I expect other top candidates in the field to dip. Thomas is the second on the list at +310. She just moved from the Sun to the Mercury and will have to adjust to new teammates, a new system, and 2 other great ball handlers on her team, one of whom is Kalia Copper, who dominates in isolation sets and creates for herself. The other is Diana Taurasi. She has not announced any retirement yet. A possible WNBA Go-8, who still plays such intelligent basketball. I expect Thomas to dip from 7.9 assists per game. Next on the list is Natasha Cloud, but all the way down to plus 1900. She has a 5% implied probability to win this. That's how steep the drop is after Clark and Thomas. Cloud also switched teams and joined the Connecticut Sun, who, after a very competitive season, fired their coach and lost their 2 best players. I don't expect the Sun to compete the same way, and thus I don't expect Cloud to be running a dominant offense. The Sun also brought in Marina Mabrey last season and thrived with her as the point guard. If they continue that tactic, we will see even less initiating from Cloud. This Clark assist line reminds me of the Stephen Curry most three-pointers market, which always hovered around minus 150 preseason, until the market realized it should actually be closer to minus 350/minus 400. This Clark line will be close to minus 400 starting next season. So despite a 68% implied probability, I think this clearly has value and will be a steeper number before the WNBA season tips off. For reference, this bet is based off player averages and requires 28 games played to qualify. The risk of a Clark injury truly feels like the biggest risk in making this bet.